Let's move.
Hey, welcome back to Sun and Neos Gaming.
Welcome back.
We're moving
to uncovering all the stuff, and we're looking for Akane. We're gonna dig her out of the grave.
Anyway, let's move to the garden. This way, guys. Up, right. I can release my farts in here, and no one will know. There we go. That felt unresolved to me. So I was like, it wasn't part of the puzzle in here.
Yeah, everything that is in rooms that we don't ever explore always ends up coming back. Like the IG replicator.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going to happen here. Like Tomb Raider style. When you put the key in there, is the pond going to drain and you have a stairway down?
Well, you ready?
Well, there's a big symbol there with a lion eating the sun.
There is.
Are we gonna dig her out?
No, Quark. That's my joke. I don't think we'll have to do anything like that. You see the keyhole on the grave? I'm gonna stick my pee-pee. I'm gonna stick this key into it.
Look, it's feet.
Good old foot. Show some ankle. He's got like...
He has ankles.
It's like Boy Scout shoes.
Yeah, they're very goofy shoes.
They're not very flattering. Anyway, I pulled the key off my ankle and fitted it into the hole. Fit into the hole. I twisted it until I heard something unlock. With a quiet grinding, the grave began to shift.
There it is.
Oh, what
What is this?
I liked my idea better, where there's a hidden stairway that comes out of the water.
It's another trick.
This is dumber.
This is dumber.
It doesn't look like a coffin.
It does. It looks like a coffin.
Pod. Oh my god. It is, isn't it?
The glass on the cover had frosted over, making it opaque.
Oh boy.
We couldn't see who or what was in it. It was a puppy.
Let's see what's inside.
Someone froze a cat.
Oh,
It's
no.
Schrodinger's cat. She grabbed a hold of the lever on the side of the pod. Oh, yeah.
No good. I think it's locked.
What?
Treatment pod TP00.
TP no work.
Defrosting complete.
No.
They're defrosting a body.
Pee-pee no work.
Will be complete in 10 minutes. Once
Um.
stage 2 is complete, the lock will automatically disengage.
Why is she frozen here? 'Cause she was hold on.
Sleep.
Hold on. She was in the AB game before.
Yeah.
Why would she go and just randomly freeze herself? Why can't she just be waiting somewhere? Like, the game doesn't take like days to play, does it?
No.
So why would she need to be
Well.
This is not the same Akane that we met, I don't think. Some weird cloning shit is going on. We got a clone of Sigma already. So this is probably a clone of this woman. These pods can put people into cold sleep. It uses something called
Cass.
really elaborate plot device to freeze human bodies without destroying their cells.
So, Ms. Akane's like an ice cube?
Shut up, Quark.
I think so.
Then we gotta wait till she melts?
Ugh,
It's kind of
God.
cute.
it's
So
not.
how about you tell us your story while we wait, Kay? Specifically, why do you know Akane?
I remembered
What do you remember?
everything. I was born and raised in this facility. It's called Rhizome 9.
It's the
Does it
rhizomes.
have to be called Rhizome?
Yes, it does. Just for you.
A rhizome is an underground plant stem that spreads by sending out roots.
Oh, that eye roll is priceless.
Where's my hamburger?
Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? This facility is a little like a rhizome.
In a way, everything's like a rhizome if you think about it.
Supposedly, that's why they call these installations that. The number comes from the facility's number.
When we when we were doing the rhizome stuff in that readings class, all I could think of was this game, and it was extra amusing because of it.
There are 54 rhizomes.
All I could think of was,
and this is the 9th one.
Where's the nearest gun so I could blow my brains out?
No. 54 of these bases, he just said.
On the moon?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose the other ones don't really matter to you, do they?
So there are people on the moon. We just have to go find them.
Well, something's happening.
In any event,
what the
I grew up here with Akane and Zero Senior. I watched them create the AB project.
That's what I suspected. When we first heard his story, I was like, all right, he knows Zero and the old woman.
He knows the whole...
I didn't know the old woman was Akane, but I knew that he knew both of them.
The AB project?
Yes. Its purpose is to send Phi and Sigma, or their consciousnesses at least, to the past.
Back 45 years, right?
Yes.
So, you want us to change history, huh? Go back and keep Radical 6 from getting out, and stop the reactors from exploding. That's our mission?
Well, not exactly.
What do you mean?
It's true that the ultimate goal of the project is to keep Radical 6 from spreading to the general population. But even if you do make it back, you won't be able to do much.
The issue is, it's only in a different timeline. They're not going to affect the main timeline by doing that.
Too late?
What do you mean?
Let me begin at the beginning. You might be thinking that Zero Senior and Akane were the ones who created all this, but that's not entirely correct. They only followed the histories they'd already seen. It was the only choice they had. Nothing less than the future of mankind is at stake. We need the two of you to jump through timelines while maintaining your memories. That is why you had to play the AB game, and why the chromatic doors were necessary. By forcing multiple options, you could make numerous jumps. We speculated that jumping more would strengthen your memories.
Okay.
The puzzles were also there for a purpose. Some theories hold that a moment of insight when you solve a puzzle strengthens your connection to the fourth dimension. That was the reason for the puzzles. Your infection with Radical 6 was also a vital part of our plan. By slowing down your brain's processing speed, you can store your potential.
Are you gonna be okay?
Did the puzzles have to be so fucking convoluted sometimes?
Into the fourth dimension.
With that energy stored up, we just had to provide a life or death situation to launch your consciousness. See, that's why it's life or death. You kept saying, like, why the murders, why the high stakes? Because that's what propels your consciousness out of your body.
Like a bullet from a slingshot.
Like a bullet from a slingshot.
Wait, hold on just a minute here. You keep talking about Sigma and Phi. But what about the rest of us? Why did you bring us here?
That's simple. In earlier histories, you were all here in Rhizome 9. We needed you here to accurately replicate those histories. Although I suppose that's probably not a good enough explanation for you. In a sense, though, it is the truth. Our primary goal was to replicate history. The rest is...
Honestly...
I suppose I should explain. Very well.
I'll
try and do so in a way you can understand.
What is it?
You could tell me that God is a cat right now, and I'll believe you.
All right.
That this whole place is controlled by a cat.
Let's hear this explanation.
And I will
First,
just go with it.
Alice and Clover. They were abducted 45 years and 1 month ago, on December 22nd, 2028. The location is Earth, of course. More specifically, Los Angeles, California.
Oh, of course. That's where they started their Twitch OnlyFans page.
Yes. Yeah.
After being kidnapped, your bodies were sent to a facility under Akane's direction. You were placed in treatment pods and immediately put into cold sleep. 4 months later, you arrived at this facility. The date you finally arrived was April 14th, 2029. Your trip from Earth to this facility was aboard a spaceship powered by an annihilation engine. Following your arrival, your pods were placed in long-term storage. Does that make sense?
Are you telling me we were sleeping in those pods here for 45 years?
Yes, in preparation for this day.
But why? What do you need us for?
You are an Esper, Aren't you, Clover? I mean that you are able to access the fourth dimension. Am I wrong?
Did Akane tell you?
In a manner of speaking. As I've already explained, the purpose of this project is to send Sigma and Phi's consciousnesses to the past. Espers are able to sort of resonate with one another, which can amplify their power. You understand? This is why we brought you here, Clover.
It's gonna be okay.
What about me?
We needed your help, Alice, to deactivate Dio's bombs.
Huh? But I didn't do anything.
But you did.
Big boobies help transport consciousness through time.
You were able to perform prime decomposition.
They're like a trampoline.
Integer that Dio left behind.
Sigma's consciousness bounces right off your boobies.
Only you could do that sort of thing. Because of your feat of mathematics, we were about to determine that Dio had planted the bombs. Then we were able to question him and get the password for the number 31. Finally, we used that information to stop the bomb in this timeline. Without your help, Alice, we would have been reduced to nothing more than so much space dust. This history exists because of your presence. Now, let me explain why we needed Tenmyoji and Quark.
We don't need Quark.
Tenmyoji is simple. We needed you for the same reason we needed Clover. You are able to access the fourth dimension. Almost half a century ago, you used that ability to save a young girl, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
We needed you to resonate with Sigma and Phi.
He was the previous protagonist.
Yep.
We played as Tenmyoji
Sure
before
did.
in the last game.
All it took was a messenger.
Do you want to see Akane? If you do, come with me. I was a fool and fell for it.
And you brought Quark with you. In fact, you insisted that he come.
Yeah, I know. I guess you were worried about leaving me alone, huh? He kept saying he couldn't run off to the moon and leave me behind.
I'm sorry, Quark. If I hadn't been so stupid and selfish, none of this would have happened to you. I never thought this would happen.
Can we go outside and chuck Quark as high as we can into the into space?
Oh, don't worry about it.
He might not come back down to the
I
moon.
agreed to come with you. I thought the moon would be way more interesting than boring old Earth. What kid would turn that down?
We didn't see the messenger after we got on the ship.
There's not much to do on the moon.
Well, there are rhizomes.
There are no Burger Kings on the moon.
There are 54 rhizomes.
Straight for the moon.
How do you know that, like, rhizome 53 isn't like a giant Burger King?
Trip.
Space burgers.
Space burgers.
Really?
Wow.
Oh my, it's like we're married.
Yeah, we got married. We announced that on the last episode.
Remember anything
Yeah,
after
but
we landed.
Space
the brain,
burgers.
space burger. That's
Oh
where
my
our
God.
brain went.
No, we can access the fourth dimension. We're in contact with each other through the morphogenetic field.
Yeah, I think so.
Actually,
There was a bunch of that white
we're-
smoke.
we're
and we
usually in
passed
contact through the dorcogenetic field.
The Dorco. That sounds about right.
out, and when I woke up, I was in the AB room.
Now, Dio. His
Ugh.
real name is Left, and he's the leader
That's
of a
not his
terrorist
real name.
organization called the Myrmidons.
Everyone has a
He
name
was
and it's
ordered
not
to come
Left.
45.
His name is not Left. What is his actual name?
It's left.
No.
It is left.
He looks like his name would be like...
It's left. It's okay. It's left.
The Myrmidons are under the control of an organization called Free the Soul, which is in turn controlled by a man known as Brother. It was Brother who orchestrated the release of Radical 6 into the general population 45 years ago. Do you remember what Phi mentioned earlier? The ultimate purpose of the AB project is to change history and keep Radical 6 from being released. If we succeed, that would be bad for Brother and his organization. Our success will prevent them from creating the ideal world they're working toward. That is why Brother sent Left, his trusted lieutenant, to this facility. They needed to stop the AB project. So, Dio was given two tasks. The first was to eliminate Akane, the architect of the AB project. The second was to join the AB game and win it. If Dio won the game, the AB project would not be completed, at least Not in that timeline. In other words, in that world, the project would have been stopped. If things didn't go as planned, Dio was given a contingency plan. If you cannot murder Akane and win the game, destroy Rhizome 9. Hence, the bombs.
Can I ask you something?
Perhaps.
How did Brother know about the AB project?
He was also an Esper. We can set Brother aside for now.
Of course he was. Was he in, do we know who Brother is then? Is
Not
he also
yet.
from 999? Because I imagine
No.
we know all the Espers.
Oh, well,
Do we know his identity? Was he like a character from 999 that just turned bad? Was he one of the kids?
oh jeez.
I guess
no.
we'll find out
We'll find out in the third game.
who Brother is.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's really, really amazing and messed up.
May I proceed?
No.
I really want
I
to
gotta
play the
take a
third game
whiz.
with you so badly, even if it's like we play it before recording it, because it's
Have we
totally up
played
your
it?
street. Yeah, we played it in New York.
I don't remember anything.
It's
About it.
much more slasher, like it's way more like violent. I think it's the most
That
violent.
explains everyone, save two.
Like they actually depicts the violence too. Like they show
Oh,
it.
I see.
Sigma and Phi already know the truth about Luna. I don't believe I should reveal any more, however. I think it would be more appropriate if you could ask Luna yourselves at a later time. Would that be alright with you, Luna?
Yeah, she looks like everything's alright.
That's okay.
As for me, as I said before, I was born and raised here. The rest of you were brought to this facility. But I've never left. That makes me someone close to Zero Senior and Akane.
Hey, I've been wondering, who is Zero Senior?
You've already met him, Sigma. In another timeline.
Yeah, well, I saw a hologram. I still don't know who he is. Sigma's going country for the rest of this playthrough.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wait.
TP.
PP no work.
Unlocking.
TP no work.
My PP no work.
Oh no.
It looks like it's finished.
No,
Shall we open the pod?
it
Are you
works.
ready for this?
I got my best fapping hand out.
Oh my goodness. Oh, this is so thrilling. All of us gathered around
What
the
is that thing on the
pond.
ground?
The glass was still
What is that?
covered. Those are the vegetables. I think they're
Why
bell
are they-
peppers. They were the ones that we cut open.
Oh,
The glass was still covered with frost, hiding the contents.
Okay, let's get started then. Ready?
yeah. Phi laid her hand on the lever and looked around at us. Is it really a lever?
Swallowed.
Anytime.
All right, here we go. 3, 2,
Oh, we're really
1.
counting down? Okay.
They count down everything when they open something. I get it. It's like, how do you build a sense of anticipation and urgency in a visual novel?
Oh look, it's another Sigma.
Akane, your dick is massive.
Suddenly.
Wait,
my head
hold
was
the
full of
fucking phone.
memories From other timelines.
Wait. So is K is also Sigma, or is K in this timeline gonna be Akane?
Well, let's just.
They're
figure
gonna
this.
open up K's mask and it's gonna be Akane now.
I'd seen something like this before. The warehouse of floor B in front of the white door. Kay was lying in front of me. I grabbed his mask and saw
What?
my face. I never figured out who he really was. Why was there a man with my face underneath Kay's armor? It didn't make sense. After I'd seen him, I was injected with Timokurin,
I
and
think
that
this
was
is much
the end
worse
of that.
than Sigma with a country accent.
But wait.
If the person in the pod was the same person I'd seen on the floor of the warehouse, who was wearing Kay's armor?
You've finally noticed.
Oh my
Didn't I
god.
tell you? You won't be alone. I will be at your side, watching over you.
No, oh my god,
Yes, I am.
It sounded like he just pulled out like a guac.
Akane Kurashiki.
Oh my god, dude.
It's you. June. I mean, Akane. From, like, you're old.
Yes, that's correct. I haven't spoken to you in a very long time.
Yeah. He's not ready for this. He's like...
Or you, Junpei.
Junpei?
It's like she's all old and wrinkly now. I don't know if I'm interested.
Time no see.
I could barely hear what they were saying. My mind was still reeling. Really? It felt like all the air had been locked out of me. And it was all I could do to not collapse right then and there.
When?
Thankfully, my dick was like a third leg, like a bicycle kickstand that I could rest
The
on.
two of you saved me in the warehouse.
Are you just giving up on the ending?
Yeah. I gave up a long time ago.
Hey.
Once you saved me, you went back to your future. Well, your minds did at least. I carried your bodies to the third AB room, and then took Dio's to the fifth. After that, I went into the first room and borrowed Kay's
I have a question.
Yes.
So with the quantum physics in
Yes.
this game, they said they passed out when their consciousnesses leave their bodies.
Yes.
Are the timelines occurring simultaneously in this game?
Yes.
At all times?
Yeah.
So that means there are multiple consciousnesses traveling around at once.
Yes.
But they pass out when they leave a body, and then another consciousness has to come and fill in the gap that's left from jumping?
Sometimes. They
Or they
may
just pass
explain
out
that.
and wait for a consciousness to enter the body? That's when they wake up?
They may explain a little bit more in this game, but in the next game, Zero Time Dilemma, they really go into that. Like the
'Cause
swapping.
That's what I don't understand, is because it seems to imply that when the consciousness leaves the body, it's one consciousness that retains all the memories, right? So how can that be in
They're using...
two bodies at once?
Oh, well, it's not two bodies at once. It's more just sort of... Oh, this goes into the whole, like, collective consciousness, morphogenetic
That's
field
what
stuff.
is the game taking the route where it's one consciousness jumping around, or thousands, millions of consciousnesses that are jumping around at once?
Yes.
Well, that was a good fucking answer. Thank
Yeah.
So by the time you and Clover came out, you'd already...
Yes.
you. Wait. That doesn't make any sense. Game over. Dio killed you. And then Luna took your body to the 6th room. You couldn't have been in Kay's armor.
No, it was me. In this timeline, at least. In this one, I wasn't murdered by Dio. You two saved me. It's just like Schrodinger's cat. Your actions
Oh,
in
no.
the future
Whose cat
decided who
was that?
Oh,
would be
no.
inside the
Show
armor.
Ginger's cat?
She said Schrodinger with a J instead of a G. Hard G. What?
You'd think the woman who's designing a project like this would be familiar with Schrodinger.
Yeah, but I think their voice actors are not.
I
What
know.
about the
Yeah.
other history?
That's really
The
bad.
one where you weren't
Yeah,
saved?
I wish that had
What
someone
happens
correcting the Latin pronunciations
Who's
too.
wearing the armor?
That's quite simple. The man in front of you.
Him?
That's correct. Whenever I'm not in the armor, he is.
What about the memory loss?
For my part, I confess that I lied. He, on the other hand, was telling the truth.
Oh my
Large
god.
doses of soporil can cause memory loss. I gave him a rather large...
I trust this woman. She's definitely trustworthy.
She is.
She's a
such
fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
Yeah, why is she...
So, who is he?
Just stab her now.
Never seen him before?
No.
They don't
What
recognize
the
him.
rest of you?
Oh,
have
she's
no
like
idea who he
really
is.
torturing Sigma.
I've never seen him before.
Me either.
Total stranger.
Hey, come on, what are you guys saying? That I'm old as fuck right here? Same face?
Are you alright, Mr. Sigma? Did you hit your head or something?
I'm about to hit my head right now against the microphone. over and over and over
It
again.
didn't make any sense.
It didn't make any sense. This plot surpasses Metal Gear in stupidity and
didn't
complexity.
They recognize me.
And I love Metal Gear, but
Your
I think this plot is brilliant.
through time. You can inhabit your body in the past or in the future.
what the fuck are you talking about?
Don't you get it?
Nope.
You've jumped to the future from 45 years ago.
Uh-oh.
I looked around frantically. A pond! I ran to it and drowned myself immediately. Crawling on all fours, I approached the edge. Sweet release of death. My heart was hammering inside my chest. A cold sweat trickled down my spine. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down, damn it. I struggled to take deep breaths. Then slowly, I peered into the pond.
Are you ready?
Looking for my reflection. I was a Kane too! What? How come no one mentioned the eye thing? No one brought it
They
up.
probably
You're
didn't
like,
think about it.
why? What's wrong with your eye? Why do you have that? They focus on so much detail in this game. They focused on like Kay's armor, Dio's
Something
robe.
I will say, when we're in that one timeline with Luna telling us that our arms are cybernetic, the machine, although she didn't bring it up, because we were focusing on why the arms were discharging white instead of red blood,
Yeah,
the
but
machine
why didn't she scan the
indicated...
head?
Oh, she scanned his whole body.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to find out if he's pure robot.
She
or
didn't
part-
mention the eye thing to him at that point?
Well, she didn't because they were working on the on the arm thing, but the machine, the scanner, read cybernetic eye. It had a little marker. Anyway,
I didn't see that. They didn't point it out.
nope, it was very subtle. It was very subtle.
What? No, this can't be real. This face.
It's your face, Dr. Sigma Climb. Although, to the you that's behind it now, it's your face 45 years from now. Zero. The mastermind of
There
the
it is.
AB
I've known this from like episode 10
is
with the age
you.
stuff.
But he never knew. He didn't know.
I know he
He's freaking
didn't.
out.
I know he didn't know that, but I knew
mastermind.
we were playing as Zero this whole time.
So it's basically he traumatized himself in the past. Like,
What? No, that's not possible. That's bullshit.
No, it's the truth.
The truth is bullshit.
Isn't going to do you any good. Please, Doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
You will be a pioneer in the field of genetic engineering.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. You created him. Well, I suppose I should say you are going to create him. His
Create?
name is Kyle Climb. Your clone.
That's why we call him K, right?
That is why he looks just like a younger version of yourself. 23 years ago, in the biolab here in Rhizome 9, you created Kyle. Well, I suppose for you, that's still in the future. When I said I was born and raised here, I was still pretending to be here. The gravity here is only 1/6 of Earth's. If nothing was done, the reduced gravity would cause his bones to be weaker than normal human ones. But you prepared for that.
You gave him cybernetic arms.
You gave him that armor. Ever since he was born, he's lived inside of it. It kept his muscles and bones strong. He wasn't forced into it for the nonary game. He's been wearing it every day, all his life.
Wrong. He's not wearing it now, so his
yeah,
bones are
because
gonna
Akane
fucking
borrowed it.
Yeah, Akane took it off him, so now he's like gonna die. You'd think he would need it on right now. Why would future me create a clone?
He
God, his
wants to
face
be
is
your
caving in as we
special.
speak.
If something happened to you before the project began, he would take your place.
Why would you take his armor from him if he needs it?
No, he's asleep. It's not like he's really,
I
you know.
mentioned before that the AB projects
I don't-
A
well-
and B stood for after and before.
I know that the air pressure in here like mimics Earth or something, or maybe it doesn't. But frozen or not,
Yeah.
his bones should be not okay in the armor. Because
That
it doesn't
isn't all
change
they
the
mean,
structure
though.
of his bones, it just freezes them. So he should still be in that armor. It's not. It wouldn't be good for him to be out of it right
It's
now.
only It's only been a couple of hours. Otherwise, he's in it.
The A also means anima, and the B means body. Anima is another word for the soul or the consciousness. Body is, well, exactly what it says on
It's
the
gonna
tin.
be okay.
The past consciousness will go into the future body, and
Oh,
the
here we
future
go.
consciousness will go into the past body.
So old Sigma
Switch.
has swapped.
That was the chief goal of the project.
So the future person goes into the past person?
Sigma, do you remember the note you found in the garden?
You mean this, right?
Yes.
Oh, are you ready for this?
Ah, of course, it was you who investigated the garden in this timeline.
Yeah.
Sigma, take a good look at this. It's an illustration of the time jumps your consciousness is making. A is where everything began. December 25th, 2028. You inhaled the white smoke in your car and lost consciousness. From there, you jumped to B. January 25th, 2074. You woke up in one of the AB rooms in Rhizome 9. You are in your own body, but it is 67 years old. Your consciousness has jumped 45 years into the future.
It's gonna be okay.
I believe that may explain why you didn't notice the reduced lunar gravity. The body you woke up in was much older. Normally, you would have noticed that your muscles were much weaker.
Yeah, I couldn't jerk as many times as I used to.
The lower gravity balanced that out.
Oh no.
Moving on, if you continue along this line, what happens next?
I want to see how far I can shoot my jizz off the surface of the moon.
January 27th,
Just watch it fly off into space.
2024. That is today.
Wait,
Whoa. Wait, what do you mean?
you know what? What if I
It's
can
been 2 days
I can
since
jump
we
my
left.
consciousness into one of my sperms as it's flying out, so I can experience what it's like to be consciously ejaculate.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Can I jump
Oh,
into
that's
into sperm in my dick as it's shooting out?
Oh, poor Solid
technically, I
completely checked out of the
Technically, I should be able to do that according to this bullshit. I can become one of my sperms and experience an out-of-body experience. Hey, Fi.
36 hours to be exact.
Do you know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Have you all
Do these people?
You are all infected with radical 6.
Yeah.
The virus slowed your brain
No,
down.
my brain's real slow.
So yes.
I got Radical 6 by playing this game.
Oh no. Don't do it.
Okay, consciousness, get ready to jump.
It only seemed like 14 hours and 40 minutes. Now comes the important part.
Next.
After this, your consciousness will return to the past. It will re-emerge at point B. April 13th, 2029. You will return to your
The weird thing
younger
is,
body.
that's 5 years from now. April 13th to 2029. That is 5 years from now. Isn't that a surreal
That's
thought?
the same day as the reactor explosions.
Yes. That is why I said it will be too late.
Oh, don't interrupt my pants knocking.
You will return to the past.
My fidgeting.
But the events you would want to prevent will have already happened.
Uh-oh.
The story does not end there, however. The line continues. After reaching point D, you will eventually return to B. But this time, you won't be jumping through time, or at least not at a rate faster than normal. Your consciousness will spend 45 years inhabiting the same body until you reach point B. Do you remember when B is, Sigma?
Yeah. That one. According to what you just told us, it's 36 hours ago.
Correct. That was when the consciousness of the 22-year-old Sigma jumped into the body of 67-year-old Sigma. So where did the older version of you go when you took his body?
Well, December 25th, 2028, when all this started.
Yes. His consciousness will go back in time 45 years. For a period of time, he will inhabit your younger body. While your younger consciousness is elsewhere, he will be you in the past.
But once that body reaches point D, my 22-year-old consciousness will come back from point C.
The fun thing is that he was like a PhD student, so he's going back and doing his PhD. Like, I think about that. Anyway.
That's correct. When that happens, the older version of you will be ejected from your younger body and return to your body at C.
So it's rotating?
Rotating. I suppose you could put it that way. But look at this illustration closely. What if you take all these lines and untangle them? You get one single line. It may look complicated, but in truth, it's a single straight path with one exception.
This line here at point E, right?
Exactly. Point
I
E
see it.
is December 31st, 2020.
What was that?
What was what?
I heard a knocking.
The day of the
Oh,
total eclipse.
maybe it was a package.
The day Radical 6 got out of the test facility.
Yes.
It won't update that fast.
Oh, okay.
By now, you've likely figured it out on your own. The purpose of the AB project was to get the consciousness of the 67-year-old Sigma from point B to point A. If we can do that, we can change what happened 45 years ago.
So the old version of me will keep Radical 6 from getting out. By jumping into my 22-year-old body on New Year's Eve?
Yes, that is why this line could not be interrupted. In order for the 67-year-old version of you to reach point B, we first have to go through point D. In order to get to point D, we must jump from point C. And for point C to happen, we had to recreate everything that happened in this facility. That is why we have faithfully retraced history up to this point, so that we might save humankind from destruction and undo the horrors of the last 45 years.
Time for a burger.
Next time, we'll figure out what this tell me one thing is.
The one thing is a burger with pickles and cheese, 2 buns, some ketchup, mayonnaise, and a heaping load of Radical 6.
Oh, don't do that.
That would be a good brand of ketchup name.
Radical 6?
Yeah, Radical 6.
That?
Could go on all your meats.
Solid Sun has a doctorate, but
What do you
Marketing.
mean, but?
marketing is not his field.
What are you talking about? Or post in the comments if you would eat ketchup called Radical 6.
Radical 6 ketchup.
Crystal Eos and I don't argue ever. Except for on our channel, apparently.
Wait, what was the thing you got on my case about the other
These are the
day?
kinds of things that we have to...
Well, Solid Sun is a Scorpio, and so to keep things interesting, he comes up with things to argue about, including ketchup names. Radical 6 flavored ketchup.
It wasn't originally an argument. I stated it and then you combated it.
I did.
So
because
let's
it's
rephrase
stupid.
this. So Crystal Eos is Crystal Eos. So she has to refute everything
Oh, you're going there. Is that how it's gonna be?
Yeah. I was
Can
really
we go
happy.
have lunch?
I was
I'm
really
hungry.
happy about my ketchup idea
I
and Crystal
think
Eos
it's-
shot it down.
Well, I love you. I think you are a brilliant man. You are so wonderful and so highly accomplished and academic, and you have a lot of agency and authority. But Radical 6 Ketchup is kind of a stupid name. I wouldn't buy it, and I'm so sorry, but I still
Post in
love
the
you.
comments if you disagree with Crystal Eos. If you would buy my Radical 6
I'm
ketchup.
gonna go eat. I'm hungry.
Next time on
Bye.
Sun and Eos Gaming,
Time for some food.
I'll tell you about the ingredients
It's
in my
gonna
Radical
be
6 ketchup.
Food and no Radical 6 Ketchup.